right about there. And I'm going to go ahead and just repeat that one more time. And that's going to give me another one right here. And that's going to get me right about here. And as you can see, I'm sectioning this off. So this is the round part of the nose. This starts the nostril here. So when I go around and wrap this around, it'll be the nostril. This will keep going down for the other pieces that I have. So, as I'm building this, I really am thinking wholly about how this model is going to come together in the end. I'm not just thinking about one part that I'm at right now and not paying attention to the other pieces. I'm thinking about how the overall model is going to be constructed, how these edges are really going, and the really only thing I'm doing is I'm following the natural curvature of the nose in here. That's really all I'm doing. I'm just following the natural curvatures of the nose and just following those pieces and following that roadmap that the body already has for itself. Just following that little bit of a roadmap that we're given. Much is given to he that ask, as they say sometimes. So I'm always continually asking, like, how do you do that? How do you get that to work? Why was that done that way? I think many places that I worked over the years, that was one of the things that anyone can tell you, that I was the first person to probably always ask questions. It's like, well, it's not that I'm trying to be a pain. It's just I want to know. Like, you should want to know why these things are being done the way they're being done, and it will help you in the end be a better modeler. So I'm just going to go in here and let's go ahead and get this to extrude down here. And sometimes when I make these pieces and they're patching together, I'll just end up, snapping them to where they need to go. And once they're snapped, I'll go in here and weld these guys or merge them as it is here inside of Maya. Those are my max days popping out every now and again. So this comes right about here. And that looks pretty good. And from my side view, still looks pretty good. I just need to come in here and do a couple of adjustments. Just get this right about there. Looks good. And I am just going to take this piece and continue down the face. So let's extrude it. Do one right here. I'm going to repeat it and do one right here. And then go back into vertex mode and finish these pieces off. Get this where I need to be. So I've got this on the front view. I'm just going to come in here and pull this stuff back in my side view, right where it needs to be at. Alright, get this right to the corner of the nose. That's good, that's good. That's good, that's good. Here. And I'm just going to use a little trick that I use sometimes, and this is actually really easy and simple to do. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to get my bridge tool. So sometimes you'll see these guys left open like this, and I'll just end up bridging these guys together. It's actually really cool. Go to my options for bridge. I'm going to turn down the divisions and hit apply. And what it does is it just basically, takes those two edges, welds them together, and fixes it all up and makes it all nice, neat, and clean and proper in one little move. I don't have to go back and make like multiple things going on to get what I need to happen. So overall, I like the way this looks. And there's some things that I might change the flow of how they're running through this. Like I kind of want to change a little bit of the flow in here, but right now I'm okay with the way that this is flowing. In the end I might change this up a little bit, but I'm kind of okay with what it's doing right now. and we'll see how it looks later on. But right now, it looks okay. So to finish off my nose area in here, I'm just going to grab this stuff from the side and kind of change this up a little bit. All right. And because you got to remember too that the nostril's not done yet, so I've got the actual setup for the nostril's going to come in at, but I don't have the flares where the nostrils flare out at. This is just the look of them because they actually extrude off of the main portion of the nose, so the nostrils come after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and get these polygons, and I'm going to bring these guys all the way down to right here, right about right there, and come in here and zoom into this. As you can see, this right here is where the nostril is going to end up poking out of, right near where this hole's at. Like really right about there is where the nostril is going to kind of cut through. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and start taking this down into the lip. So let's extrude this once again, right about here. And on my side view over here, I'm just going to pull this out right there. And we're in a good place. And once again, I'm going to come back in here and grab these edges right here. Extrude these down. Yeah, there we go. There's one right there. Right about there. And I'm going to vertex mode really quick. Grab that polygon that vertex right there. Snap it down. So all I think I did was snap it. I didn't merge it yet. So now I'm just going to go back in here and merge that vert right there. So that's good. Got that nostril shape ready to be brought into the face, and it really worked out really well the way that it came together in here. And of course, I'm going to go back in here one more time and grab these edges right here. And what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm just going to extrude them once again. Wait for my quit jumping around tool. Sometimes the tool gets a little happier than I do and tries to, manipulate itself. I'm like, no, stop that. So let's just grab this stuff and pull this right here. And let's go back and let's make sure that we actually merge these guys. So merge. And I'm just going to go back and repeat last command and make sure that that's good too. So if I look at this right now, inside of my perspective, you can see that I have most everything that I need in there to get the nose, get the nostril in there. You can see in this area right here, these 3 polygons right here are going to extrude out to make that nostril that I've been, talking about for quite a while. So I'm going to get that nostril in there. But it's going to be actually really easy to get this nostril to come in because of the way that we're going to bring it. But you can honestly already see how the nostril is going to fit into this, how the nostril is going to fit into this nose that we've built. And I'm just gonna take some liberties with his nose. I don't really 100% love this guy's nose, so I'm gonna probably take some liberties with it. So let's just move some things around just a little bit, just a few tweaks. I'm just giving him a little rhinoplasty, It's all the world of 3D, so we should be able to, fix the guy up if we want to fix him up, give him a little bit better of a nose than what he has. And if I look at this in proxy mode, I can see that I can already see the indentation and slope of how this nostril is going to come in here, and it actually looks really good on our model so far. And with having this few amount of the polygons that I have, because currently right now I really only have 110 if you count the entire face. So I only have 110 polygons right now making my entire face. And when I come back in here and do my second pass on this, it's not going to be much that I'm going to have to add. And, things are going to work out well, as they say. So for here, I'm just going to go in here right now and go ahead and bring this nostril in. And I'm just going to extrude that face, get my scale version of this tool. Let's scale it. Sorry, it's a little bit tricky. And I've got that sitting in there now. I'm going to get my rotate tool and bring this here. Get my move tool and kind of flare these guys out. If I look at this in my proxy mode of 3, I can see where those are in there at. I'm just going to do this while it's smooth so I can get this really where I want it to be. You can see all that came in there. All of that geometry came in really nice. It didn't kill me on poly count, and I was able to get that stuff cut in there relatively easy. So that's always something that's very fortunate when you get this stuff going on and it's happening the way you really want it to. Excuse me. So one of the things I'm going to do to go ahead and get this nostril, let's finish it up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little bit of a liberty. I'm going to pull this up right about here. And I'm going to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chamfer that open. All right, so I chamfer that guy open right there. Kind of arrange these. And I'm actually gonna weld this back together. I don't want a N-gon right there, so I'm gonna weld this back together. All right, but I'm gonna use this and spread this open, kind of the way it needs to be. So that's not too bad. And I'm gonna go in here to face mode, and I'm gonna extrude this, and let's just pull it straight into the nose. Right about there. When I look at this once again in proxy, it looks okay, but I can fix that. I'm going to grab that vert right there, and I'm just going to move this guy over. And of course, if I move that over, I need to also grab this vert right here and move that a little bit over. Alright, and then I'm going to grab this vert right here, move it up some. That looks good. The second row right here, I'm going to turn this off for a second so you can see what I'm about to do. This row right here, as I'm going to use these guys right here to tighten up the edge of my nostril by pushing this in, kind of like this. Alright, and then when I look at this, like this, you can see by having that quadded out piece right there, by grabbing these guys, I can actually make that polygon, or make that nostril rather, more defined. And that's really why I quadded these guys out to get that in there in the first place, because I wanted to be able to have that double line right there with that geometry that I need to actually make that kind of do what I needed it to do. And I'm just going to move this around a little bit. And let's get up in his nose. Go right there. Just going to move these guys over. And let's grab this and move this back and down. And I think by the power of little baby Jesus that we have gotten this guy to have a nostril. Look at it in proxy mode. Yep, he has a nostril. Nostril is a go for this guy. He's kind of creepy looking sometimes when I look at him. I'm going to call him Jimmy. You're going to get used to that. I call a lot of things Jimmy. Don't know why. Just Jimmy's just a really nice name. I like it. Um, so it's going to move this stuff back in here. And sometimes I'll move stuff when still in proxy mode just to get the overall look for it. And so when I jump back into one, sometimes things look really, really crazy, but they're actually okay. They're actually okay. And you can see that I've got that looks pretty decent. I'm gonna go back in here. I just want to test out something. I want to see how this looks if we bring this in a little bit. So there we go. Let's go back in here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that definition right there. How this is capturing that, and it looks fairly good. If I must say so myself. Um, One of the things that we need to do is grab these verts right here and kind of pull these up a little bit. Not that much, perhaps, but let's see our fine feathered friend from the front. Try saying that fast 3 times. So we can see that actually, from the front view, he looks pretty darn good. We've got these major pieces in his face, and things are actually going along quite well for him at this point. And we've got some stuff to still go back in here and kind of clean up, but nothing that's going to cause us major issues. So I'm happy with where we are with this at this point. So when we come back in our next video, we're going to deal with being able to start to get this stuff to flow and get this topology to actually flow into the mouth to give us a decent or a good looking mouth down in there. So, and we're going to deal with the mouth in the next video.